The people of the Homalco First Nation have been the stewards of their traditional territory since time immemorial. The territory is located on the coast of British Columbia and covers 1.5 million hectares, stretching from the Chilcotin Plateau on the province's mainland to Campbell River on Vancouver Island. The nation is an inspiring example of a community that's experienced hardship, but today is building a strong future for its people through the thoughtful management of the territory. Richard Harry has been chief of the Homalco First Nation for many years. He is a man who cares deeply about the well-being of his community.
We believe that we can be very successful, and the intent is to, of course, develop capacity for Homalco First Nation, but also, the opportunities are there for our young people, that if they choose to be properly trained for equipment operation, or, kids coming to high school, if they want to be mechanics, they can be guaranteed a job and a future here, and that's really what we're all about. As well as, as a government, we can generate our own revenues to support ourselves and any future development in the community. So yeah, that's the vision that we have presently. It's something that the Homalco people should feel very proud of.
Homalco's approach to resource management is based on 4 pillars: forestry, tourism, fish and wildlife, and power. Focusing on these pillars supports the cultural, social, and economic well-being of the nation. Gordie Atkinson is the director of Homalco Forestry.
Homalco has a huge future. Homalco has a strong forestry company that will get stronger as the treaties are completed and as their treaty land selection comes to them. They also have a very strong fisheries component with a hatchery in the Orford, and the opportunity to continue to manage the fisheries in a sustainable way. They have the wildlife program with bear tours and elk in the valley, and they also have a huge opportunity in power, hydroelectric power. Homalco have lived in this area for millennium, and they have grown up, their ancestors have lived in all of these isolated valleys of Orford, Homalco River, the Southgate River, Bear Creek. They, I think, are absolutely thrilled that they're playing a part in managing the resources and benefiting from it.
The nation believes in the power of partnerships and working cooperatively for mutual benefit. One such example is Homalco's successful logging operation. They have partnered with large forest companies such as Interfor and Timber West. Together, they are working to build healthy economies and communities through sustainable forest management.
One of the crowning moments for Homalco was in 2011. In June, we bought our own forest company. We have 30 people, about 20% are First Nations workers, and we contract for Interfor, we contract for Timber West. We have about 20% of our own timber, so we're looking at quite a large operation of about 250,000 cubic meters per year. That provides substantial jobs and revenue for the Homalco people and for the communities adjacent to Homalco's Campbell River and the North Island.
Sustainable forest management requires thoughtful planning, attention to detail during harvesting, and a commitment to reforestation after the area has been logged.
Well, sustainable forestry is the idea of never running out of trees. And basically, everything that is logged is planted immediately after. I've worked in the woods all my life. I feel that I'm a strong environmentalist. But I also understand that you have to manage the resource. And when you can manage that resource sustainably and you can provide jobs and income to the villages and the cities and the people around you, then I think we're moving in the right direction.
In addition to running a successful logging company, the nation owns and operates a tourism business that attracts visitors from around the world. Homalco Wildlife Tours provides unparalleled opportunities for viewing grizzly bears and other wildlife in the stunning Orford Valley of Butte Inlet. Sean O'Connor is the project manager.
The mission for the Homalco Wildlife Tours would be to build the capacity of the Homalco citizens, as well as develop a sustainable business which would be able to communicate some of the story about the Homalco people and employ Homalco members meaningfully and develop and enhance the pride of the people in their territory. Last year, in 2013, we had 2,044 paying customers. We contract through Sonora Resort, Aboriginal Journeys, Discovery Marine Safaris, Campbell River Killer Whale Watching, and Eagle Eye Adventures.
Fisheries and power generation are also key to the Homalco's future. Their fish hatchery, which started more than 20 years ago, is also located in Orford. It is capable of releasing millions of salmon fry every year and has demonstrated highly successful salmon returns. The hatchery is the result of a strong relationship with a private sponsor who believed in Homalco's vision.
We had an American visitor, and his name was Pete DeGaris. He'd enjoyed this area for 30 some odd years. You know, he was aware of our hatchery and he just made a commitment to support our hatchery endeavors with Homalco, and I would guesstimate that Mr. DeGaris contributed about $2 million to that initiative. So it's a wonderful legacy that Pete DeGaris has left here with Homalco in the hatchery operation.
From forestry to wildlife to fisheries and power generation, the Homalco First Nation is demonstrating that a traditional territory can be sustainably managed for economic, social, and environmental values.
You know, the future of the Homalco is huge, and if we concentrate on sustainable resource development so that we'll never run out of jobs, and sustainable resource management really converts to sustainable jobs and sustainable income for the Homalco people and for other people in BC.
These ventures are building important social and cultural ties and creating a sense of pride in their rich history and an excitement for the future of the Homalco people. Reconnecting with the land has been a real calling for community members.
The Homalco people love being at Orford. From the children to the elders, they do definitely love being up here, and they consider it their home. We have brought tours of elders and youth together so that the elders could tell the youth about the history. We want the youth more engaged in the territory and in the resources and in what is to offer up here at Orford.
Young people coming out of universities and colleges and even high school, I think, are energetic, thoughtful, want to get long-term work. And the forest industry and the resource industry in Homalco's traditional territory will provide no end to work, and not just in forestry or hydroelectric, but in administrative, in equipment mechanics, in accounting, in 1,000 different fields.
First Nations in forestry, to me, is just a huge thing. I was a supervisor before, but not on a native crew. And being a supervisor with the First Nations, it's made me more proud that they have asked me to be their supervisor. You know, it's made my chin higher for sure. There's so many opportunities, and we have a shortage of young workers. I feel this company's we're doing good at getting young workers in. We got 5 under 25 years old. I have no problem teaching my skills to a young person if they're willing to learn.
It's all around us, and people need to understand and appreciate who we are and why we are involved in these industries. It's early on, and we're going to continue to expand. It's the future of our next generations that we are talking about today. You know, the future is very bright for Homalco. It's a sort of redefining who we are as a people.